What's going on, everybody? It's just another day in the kitchen, back with another episode, and in today's video we're taking a look at what the heck happened to Kanye West's unreleased video game titled Only One. Now, as far as updates regarding his upcoming album Vultures, there was a rumor according to a Forbes article that the album was not releasing this upcoming January 12th. However, that has apparently since been debunked, so that release date still looks like it's likely to happen. Now, like I mentioned, this video is going to be focusing on Kanye West's unreleased video game titled Only One, and you guys are in for a little bit of a treat. Now, before Kanye would go on to cook up his legendary music career, his first interest was in video games and developing them, and it was at the age of 12 that he developed his first Mario-style game, which also had sexual themes to it, which I think gives us an idea of just how Kanye was all the way back then. Now, before I get started, I want to give a special shout out to the homie Strain Beats for curating the beats for this video, and while you're here, you might as well drop a like and subscribe and join our free Discord. And shout out to all of my amazing chefs in there that are holding it down, especially my homie Abstrates. Now, back in the day, the only way to get the latest gaming news and updates was to attend this event right here titled E3. It was the Electronic Expo, and it actually just ended last year. Now, the reason why I'm showing it and why it's significant is because back in 2015, the GOAT right here himself, Kanye, decided to make an impromptu appearance. And although it was very common for the E3 event to have celebrity guest appearances, I don't think anyone was prepared for the GOAT himself to actually show up. And knowing Kanye, he was there on a mission. And this mission involved none other than Kanye himself walking up to Shigeru Miyamoto, the legend from Nintendo who created Mario, Zelda, and many more. And with the help of a translator, Kanye was able to pitch the idea for his video game. It involved controlling his mother Donda West as she navigated her way to heaven. And while Miyamoto was touched and gave Kanye 2 thumbs up, he would unfortunately go on to tell him that Nintendo had a very strict policy when it came to planning future games. However, he thought the idea was very interesting. And while it was unbeknownst to Kanye's fans and the public at the time, he would later go on The Breakfast Club in 2015 to announce this video game with the following.
So right now I'm working on a video game for Only One. And the idea is it's my mother going through the gates of heaven. And you got to bring her to the highest gates of heaven by holding her to the light. And, you know, we've been working on it for like 6 months.
And if the title of the video game Only One sounds familiar, it's because it is. It was in December of 2014 that Kanye teamed up with none other than Paul McCartney to drop a beautiful song written from the perspective of Donda West to Kanye's daughter North. Now, it was in 2016 when Kanye held this legendary listening party during a Yeezy fashion event where he announced to the rest of the world that his video game Only One would be releasing, and it was shortly after at E3 2016 that they released this following trailer. Now, as far as the inspiration for the game mechanics for this video game, they were supposed to be inspired by games such as Temple Run or Flappy Bird, where your objective was to get an object or item to the end of the obstacle, in this case with it being Donda trying to make her way to heaven. Now, in doing the research for this video, I found that an LA-based company titled Encyclopedia Pictura was actually handling the release and production of Kanye's video game. And although this Only One video game project of Kanye's would never see the light of day, I thought it was interesting that on the company's website, I still found some information about it. I thought it would be interesting to take a look at with you guys. So they mentioned that from 2015 to 2017, they were developing a video game with Kanye West called Only One. You play as Kanye's mom Donda flying through the afterlife. We completed a version that was never released as Kanye wanted to expand the scope. They eventually would end up going on to build a prototype that was even bigger and better, and then they go on to mention that they parted ways with the project in November of 2016. Now, in addition to thanking the staff, they also included some stills from this video game to show you guys what the actual project looked like. And no disrespect to Donda, of course, or Kanye's idea, but the whole premise behind it is a little interesting, I would say. And if anything, I feel like this was kind of a precursor or foreshadowing to the eventual Jesus is King era and whole Christianity push from Kanye that we would later end up seeing. Now, the irony of this project, along with the rest of these albums that you can see in this meme photo right here, is that with Kanye, you can never expect that something will actually come out. And with his history, I hope that Vultures does not have a similar fate. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, Kanye's history and interest in video games lies very deep. It was just in 2016 that he promised another album titled TurboGrafx-6 was supposed to release. However, like the cursed 2018 album titled Yandhi, it never actually saw the light of day. And as far as the latest video game updates when it comes to Kanye, it was just in July of 2022 that he dropped the Yeezy Gap Balenciaga video game. It allowed you to customize your character, customize their tones, as well as the clothing on their backs.
You know, like that Kids See Ghosts, that video game, that's forever, like some Sonic stuff. Like it could go from starting with that to video games to movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the animation style is so dope. It's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
It's Jim Carrey's character.
Yeah.
Boom.
Now, with all that being said, I know things happen for a reason, but I can't help but wonder what a Kanye West and Nintendo collaboration would look like. Kanye's definitely been an artistic genius in all aspects throughout his career, and I have no doubt that any video game that he would eventually put out would actually be a banger. If you made it this far in the video and you're interested in some more Kanye related content, specifically during this Pablo era, I'll include this video I cooked up in the description so you can see what that time was like. And to wrap up this video, I want to end this one with one of my favorite Kanye quotes. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching otherwise, and I'd love to know what you guys think. As always, thank you so much for cooking with the kitchen, and remember, it's lit, straight up, and peace.
Go listen to all my music. It's the codes of self-esteem. It's the codes of who you are. If you're a Kanye West fan, you're not a fan of me, you're a fan of yourself. You will believe in yourself. I'm just the espresso. I'm just a shot in the morning to get you going, to make you believe that you can overcome that situation that you're dealing with all the time.
Can I ask you a question about that?